दामोदर व्रत पालन और 1 महीने तक हम लोग दामोदराष्टका
For almost one month, we have been following the Damodarashtaka and also hearing about the Damodarashtaka. Especially today, we are speaking about the 8th shloka, the last verse of the Damodarashtaka. Like Maharaj told, Satyavrata Muni, he started in Dasya bhava. Slowly he developed Sakya, Vatsalya, and until he reached Madhurya. He has this loba, this eagerness for Madhurya bhava, and he's very eager to get gopi bhava. Satyavrata Muni is showing his longing to get gopi bhava. So in Madhurena Samarpayat, we should always end with something sweet. Like for example, if there is a festival of prasadam, a party, what is given in the beginning when distributing prasad? According to the tradition of Bengal, in Bengal, according to the conception of Mahaprabhu, they give karela in the beginning, but it's bitter, broke. It broke. And in the beginning they give karela, in the end kheer. But in Braj they do different. First they give the kheer in Braj. But only from the conception we see Madhurena Samarpet. In Bengala, in Bengal they say, if in the end is sweet, if the end is good, then it's okay. Like if in the end something is good, then it's okay. Suppose the person is a dacoit. The person is a dacoit his whole life, but in the end of his life he becomes a sadhu, then he'll be worshipped. For example, about Valmiki, you heard also Valmiki. First he was a dacoit, but in the end he became a great sadhu, until nowadays he's worshipped, right? So the life is also like that. What you do in the end is most important. Like also Srila Bhakti Maharaj, I was hearing one class he gave. He was saying, when you glorify the qualities of the sadhu, when the sadhu dies, then you glorify the sadhu. I'm not talking about all the sadhus, but he told in a general way. After the sadhu dies and the sadhu becomes ashes, then they're glorified. Oh yeah, that saint was good. Otherwise, maybe later on the sadhu did something bad, so if you glorify him while still alive, then what to do? Have to see whole life in analysis, right? And some sadhus nowadays, they make thousands and thousands of disciples, millions of disciples even. They are worshipped so much. But now, they are in where? I'll not take the name, but where they are. Some followers, they came and told, yeah, Gurudev, Maharaj, yes, my Gurudev now is in the jail, this and that. This is true or not? So, Srila Bhakti Maharaj told. So, glorify the sadhus, but when? After he gives up the body, then you glorify him. I'm not saying this for all the sadhus. The devotees of Lord, they are different. They are always eternally glorified. It's not all the sadhus what I'm speaking. Anyway, in one preaching he was saying this. Because the material, there's a difference between mundane conception and spiritual conception. Anyway, in the 8th verse, Satyavrata Muni of this Damodarashtaka, he's saying, Maharaj also told the meaning of this verse. In the translation of the verse, he's saying, Hey Damodar, I do my pranams to the rope binding your belly. Because it is the abode of brilliant effulgence. I offer my pranam to your belly, which is the mainstay of the entire universe. I offer pranam again and again to Srimati Radhika, your most beloved, and I offer pranam to you, my divine Lord, who perform unlimited transcendental pastimes. Sanatana Goswami in the Digdarshanatika explains so well this verse, and also after Gurudeva, Srila Gurudeva in his commentary Digdarshani Priti, he also described so well. Time is brief, right? We don't have so much time. They gave me only 20 minutes to speak. 5-7 minutes only passed in my Mangalacharan. How can I speak in only 10 minutes? But still I'll speak something. Satyavrata Muni is doing pranam. He's saying, oh, first he's doing pranam to whom? To the Lord, who is, so who is binding Lord? Mother Yashoda. So first Yashoda Damodar, and the Supreme Lord of the unlimited universes, he who is also worshipped by Brahma, Shiva and demigods. Anyway, he was also bound by Srimati Radhika. You heard. There are some meanings of Damodar. You heard. Ma Yashoda bound Gopal with the rope. And also when Krishna disappeared from the rasa dance, all the gopis later on, they also bound Radha with Krishna, Krishna to Radha. Also another moment, when after Krishna disappears, then Srimati Radhika herself also bound Krishna, and in another occasion also the Manjari is also bound Krishna. That's why there are 4 Damodaras, but 2 Damodaras are very famous. One, Yashoda Damodar, and another, Radha Damodar. They are most famous. The most famous ones, everybody knows them. Here Satyavrata Muni is saying, I do my pranam to whom? To the belly of Krishna. Because in the belly of Krishna is the abode of all the unlimited and billions universes. Everything came from Bhagavan. That's why Upanishads explain everything comes from Bhagavan, everything is nourished by Bhagavan, protected, nourished by Him. And in the end also, by the desire of Lord, everything is destroyed. So everything comes from Bhagavan. According to the Tattva Darshan, even Brahma, yes, Brahma came from the lotus. But the lotus manifested from where? From Bhagavan. From the belly of Bhagavan. So he is the creator of everything. He is the protector, nourisher. He is the destroyer of everything. Who? Bhagavan. There's not one Lila. Even in his Lilas of Rama also. He also showed this. The story is very long, but even Kakabhushandi, he saw this. When Ramachandra was performing childhood pastimes, Mother Kausalya gave some food to him. Kakabhushandi was in the form of a crow sitting there. Kakabhushandi saw the form of Lord. he became absorbed in bhava. Then he came closer. He thought, oh, it's some prasad of Ram. So Ramachandra saw the crow Kakabhushandi and became afraid, started to cry. Then Kakabhushandi asked, how is he my lord? Because my lord, he would know everything and he would recognize me, because my Prabhu is omniscient. But my own Lord could not recognize me. He's thinking I'm an ordinary crow and crying. Then Bhagavan Ramachandra, baby Ram, he stretched out his hand to catch the crow. He thought, imagine if he's not God and he catches me, he might kill me. So the crow also started to run away from Ram. And then Rama was also stretching out his hand again and again to try to catch him. They were like actually going and wandering all the universes. He was running all these universes and Rama behind him. Finally he surrendered to Lord. Then Ramachandra opened his mouth. The crow entered inside the belly of Ramachandra, and he saw the same Lila going on inside the belly of Ramachandra. Then the crow again did so many prayers. And then again he came out of the belly of Ramachandra. So even Kakabhushandi also saw what is inside of the belly of Lord. What is there? All the billions of universes. God is only one. Bhagavan is only one. Siddhanta explains God is only one. But according to rasa Madhurya, the sweetness modes, we see different Lilas, different forms, etc. So he's doing, first of all, my pranams to the belly. And also, my pranams, my obeisances to the rope binding the belly. Who is binding the belly? This rope. So this belly is bound by the rope. So my pranams to the rope also. Satyavrata Muni is saying, how this rope is binding the belly of Bhagavan. There is also one philosophy here. God is inside the rope and also outside the rope. So this rope, how this rope is binding God, this is also something very interesting to think about. God is in every particle of everything. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, I am as Paramatma super soul, I'm everywhere, inside, outside. So I'm inside the rope, outside the rope. So how can God be bound by the rope? And who bound him? Mother Yashoda. So the Tata Siddhanta also explains what Acharya is saying. She bound him by her Vatsalya bhava, her parental love. Because actually you cannot bind God. Imagine if you think He is God, Bhagavat Buddhi. It's not possible to bind God if you think He is God. But because of the Lila rasa and Prema Madhurya, all this love of Mother Yashoda, actually Shukadeva Goswami explains in the Bhagavatam. Means Mother Yashoda, she saw the eagerness of Mother Yashoda and her determination to bind her son, her absorption, her efforts. Then Bhagavan himself accepted to be bound, or he bound himself. So, because of the Vatsalya bhava, Lord accepted to be bound, or he bound himself. He accepted the bondage. And how Srimati Radhika bound him? By her kantaras, her beloved mood, Shringaras, Paramore mood. So he is also indicating Paramore mood. He's saying Namo Radhikaya Tadiya Priyaya. Here, Satyavrata Muni, he's again and again doing pranam to Srimati Radhika. Why? Because to control God, only you have to do what? To do that. You have to take shelter of the eternal associates of Lord. Nitya Parikar. Nitya Parikaras, they have three kinds of Nitya Parikaras in Braj. Those who are in Sakya Bhav, for example, do bhajana under the guidance of Subhav and Shridam. You can attain Sakya Rasa. and control Lord in second rasa. Vatsalya rasa, if you want to do bhajan in Vatsalya rasa, if you are to do bhajan in Vatsalya rasa, you must do it under the guidance of Mother Yashoda, and Lord is also controlled by Vatsalya rasa. And if you want to enter Madhurya, Shringar rasa, Paramore mood, it should be done under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. Until you are not under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, then actually you cannot enter Shringar rasa, Paramore mood. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains clearly, you have to do under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, and if you don't, if you are not under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, you can never ever attain to Krishna. But if you think you are the servant of Srimati Radhika, very quickly you can attain to Krishna. So I want to tell something about this. Meerbhai, she's considered a Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee. She has many songs, Meerbhai. She wrote many kirtans about Krishna, right? But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, in one article, he explains clearly that Meerbhai, actually, she's not a Shuddha Bhakta, a pure devotee, because she does not have Madhurya bhava. When I say Shuddha Bhakta here, I mean devotee of Madhurya bhava. She wrote many kirtans, but you see, she didn't write any book, any kirtan under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, speaking about this. The service to Krishna under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. She did not show this in her writing and her bhajan. She came to Jiva Goswami, she sent a letter to Jiva Goswami. What she wrote? She said to Jiva Goswami in a letter, I want to color myself with Shamaras. Means Paramore mood. Jiva Goswami told, oh yeah? To get the Shyamarasa, Shringarasa, Paramore mood, you have to be under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. The story is very long, but Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada told, you can see any kirtan of Meerbhai, she's never saying something about to serve under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. She's not saying this. So until you are under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, you are not considered Shuddha Bhakta. You're not qualified to enter Shringaras, Paramore mood. So actually, what is the destination of Meerbhai? Everybody thinks she became a Saki in Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavana, but Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada explains what was the destination Meerbhai got. She went to Dwarka actually, and became a servant of the queens of Dwarka. But servant or not of the queen, he didn't mention. He just said under the guidance of the queens in Dwarka. Because what is the special thing of Ragunaga Bhakti? You have to accept the guidance of these Nitya Parikaras. So, the conception of Rupa Goswami is is a verse of Rupa Goswami. So in Nirupanuga Bhajan, the devotee should constantly remember Shri Krishna along with Shri Krishna's dearmost associates, whom he chooses to follow. While permanently living in Braj, he should become attached to always hearing the narrations of their pastimes with Shri Krishna. Especially, you have to serve under the guidance of Srimati Radhika and her dear associates. If you don't serve under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, you can never enter Shringaras, Paramore mood. So Raghunatha Das Goswami explains in this verse. If you want to immerse in yourself in Shringaras, Gopi Bhav, Paramore mode, if you want to attain Gopi Bhav, you must follow 3 rules. First of all, you must accept the guidance of Srimati Radhika, and you must have Aikantik Nishtha, one-pointed loyalty and devotion and steadiness in Srimati Radhika. Second, you should stay in Braj. But where should you stay in Braj?
bhumi.
In Radha Adipatya Bhumi means the place of Vrindavana rules by Srimati Radhika. This place is ruled by Srimati Radhika. In those places you should stay. Don't go to Sakistali or the places of Chandravali. If you think you can go to Sakistali and attain Gopi Bhava and Manjari Bhava, no, impossible. You have to stay in the places which are ruled by Srimati Radhika in Vrindavan. What is the topmost place ruled by Srimati Radhika? Is Radha Kunda. That's why Rupa Goswami, he wrote in the Upadeshamrita Vaikuntajanita Brahmadupuri, that the Radha Kunda is the topmost place. And it's no different from Srimati Radhika. So if you don't stay in Radha Kunda doing the bhajan, you can never actually attain it. So many beautiful conceptions are there. Third point. Third, you should always have association of Sadhu and hear the Harikatha and be under the guidance of that Sadhu who is completely absorbed in the Paramur mood, in the moods of Srimati Radhika. You should hear his amazing Harikatha of this Sadhu. Especially the highest pastime, what is it? Rasa Lila, you should hear it. Rasa Lila Katha. After explaining about Rasa Lila, Shukadeva Goswami told one verse. How much time I have left? I already finished your time. I have to finish, huh? With sweet katha, so I speak 2 minutes more. Okay. If you must listen to Rasa Lila, otherwise you can never attain it, also, attain that mood. So this verse is saying you should hear Rasa Lila. And then Shukadeva Goswami, he told all Rasa Lila Katha to Parikshit Maharaj, and then in 2 verses he explained the greatness in hearing the Rasa Lila. Bakriditam Brajavadubiridam Chabishnu. He said in this verse, if someone really wants to enter Shringaras, the Paramur mood, and to become a Sakya of Srimati Radhika, you must hear Rasa Lila Katha. But Shraddhanito, you must hear it with so much faith, like a lot of faith, and from the mouth of Guru, not from anyone. And you should listen also from Uttam Mahabhagavat. Otherwise, you cannot get the mood by hearing from other people that are not Uttam Mahabhagavat. Just like if you hear Harikatha from a non-Vaishnava, this will be very harmful. Just like the milk is good for your health, but if the milk is touched by the mouth of a snake, the milk will be contaminated by the snake's poison. Then if you drink that milk, actually you're going to die, not be healthier. The same way, if you hear Rasa Lila Katha from a non-qualified person, your lust and anger will increase. Will increase more. So, Srila Bhakti Pragya Keshava Maharaj, he says in this verse, many people want to listen to Rasa Lila Katha. Then they hear Rasa Lila Katha, and their lust and anger increase. Because this is the topmost Lila, yes. But how to hear this Rasa Lila? From a qualified person. If you hear from a non-qualified person, your life will be spoiled. Your lust and anger will increase. So in the next verse, Srila Shukadeva Goswami Pada says what? Just like so much poison came after they churned the ocean, the milk, ocean milk. And who drank this poison? Shiva. And Shiva didn't die, of course not. He could resist the poison. So if somebody is not like Shiva and he wants to drink the poison, actually the person will die. But Shiva didn't die drinking the poison. In the same way, Rasa Lila Katha is the topmost katha, yes, but you have to analyze the person is qualified or not qualified. If you're not qualified and you think about your swarupa, actually the opposite result will come. and your bhajan and sadhu will be spoiled. This verse from Bhaktivinoda Thakur is topmost verse, very important verse. If you're not qualified and you want to do Rasa Lila or hear the Rasa Lila, this will be the cause of your death. So you have to analyze if qualified or not. Shastra explains. You can do things according to your eligibility, and this is good. So one word is here. There's no obstacle in hearing. You hear it. But here's explaining, you should not imitate it. If you imitate, this will be the cause of your death. Krishna performed the Rasa Lila, I will also perform the Rasa Lila. This will be the cause of your death. Your lust and anger will increase more and more. And you have to go to the hell for unlimited time. All these very beautiful, all these conceptions are so beautiful. He explained this. Nowadays, everybody, everywhere, they're making a big, gathering everyone with music, songs, and everyone. And they want to speak Rasa Lila Katha, and people want to hear Rasa Lila Katha. And the person becomes a Sahajiya, otherwise becomes also Brahmavadi. So, you have to first have eligibility and remember these pastimes. And do the bhajan. Manchakalpa.